Okay, so what we've got here is a 4-mark exam question from the population section of the Paper 2 exam. Now the question says, migration from a country may have positive and negative effects for that country. And in the question, it asks you to describe these effects. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my exam question command word, because I know I've got to describe positive and negative effects. So I'm also going to highlight positive and negative. Now I'm just going to read through that first part of the question again, because this question could be quite easy to get wrong if you don't read it carefully. Migration from a country. So this is talking about where the migrants have originally come from. It's the source country or the country of origin. May have positive and negative effects for that country. So you've got to make sure that in an answer here you're talking about the positives for the migrants' country of origin, where they come from, and the negatives as well. So let's start by thinking about the positives. Now, I'm going to start this answer by writing one positive effect. So one positive effect. So I'm addressing this first part of the question here. One positive effect is that migrants are going to learn new skills. Now those new skills they can take back with them to the country of origin if they return home. So I'm going to make that my first point for my first mark. So one positive effect is that migrants learn new skills which they can take back with them to their home country. That's my first point for my first mark. Now, as it's worth 4 marks, I'm going to make another point here about a positive effect. So I'm going to start by saying another positive effect is, and the second positive effect that I'm going to talk about in my answer is that migrants will actually send money home back to their families. So that has a positive effect in the home country. So how are we going to word this? Another positive effect is that migrants send money back home to their family. So I've now made 2 points, which has picked me up 2 marks. Now I'm going to address the next part of the question, which is the negative effects for the migrants' home country or their country of origin. So I'm going to put one negative effect is, and the first negative effect that I'm going to talk about is that the home country is actually going to suffer a labour shortage, because it will be those people who are very young, who are of working age, who are actually going to be leaving. So one negative effect is that the home country may suffer a labour shortage. So that's now picked me up my 3rd mark. For my 4th and final mark, I'm going to make another point about another negative effect. So I'm going to put another negative effect And the second negative effect I'm going to talk about is picking up on the idea that it's mainly the young people that leave. Now, if it's all the young people that leave, that means that in the country of origin, the home country, the birth rate is going to decrease. Now, as a result of that, the population that's left is going to become steadily older, so it's going to cause an ageing population. So another negative effect is that, as it's mainly the younger people that leave, the birth rate in the migrant's home country will decrease, resulting in an ageing population. Full stop. So I'm just going to read back through my answer to check that I've made my 4 points for my 4 marks. So, one positive effect is that migrants learn new skills which they can take back with them to their home country. 1 mark. Another positive effect is that migrants send money back home to their families. 2 mark. One negative effect is that the home country may suffer a labour shortage. That's my 3rd mark. Another negative effect is that as it's mainly the younger people that leave, the birth rate in the migrant's home country will decrease, resulting in an ageing population. There's my 4th mark.